But I do remember, like I said, I don't know if I talked about on this show or another platform about giving Lil Kim I Really Mean It, and she didn't want it, and I kept it for myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same lyrics, but I wrote it for me. It's the same concept. I really mean it in the middle. But as far as me giving somebody a record and they didn't finish it, not that I remember, not off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that has happened, when you've been doing this 30 years like I have.
At last, he stated it on camera. Camron recently opened the vault to one of the most contentious Dipset bars in history. I Really Mean It's Ghostwriting for A-Ho bars, the one that fans have been attempting to decipher for years, the one that people attempted to associate with specific artists. Without even attempting, he clarifies that he never stated that the bar was for Lil Kim. He never connected it to her. He never made any indication that it was directed at her. He did clarify, however, that at the time, he was in a position where others were taking his creative contribution and ghostwriting for granted. He was given ideas, penning thoughts, and sending around hooks during that period, but other artists didn't seem to like it. The force behind that bar is the source of that frustration, not any specific individual. He also had Lil Kim pass on the initial idea for I Really Mean It around that same period, when he was dealing with some folks who were subtly ignoring his efforts. The early concept, not the lyrics or the form of the Dipset that we are all familiar with today. She had no desire for the song. In the end, that single became the Dipset anthem that changed the sound of New York City because he preserved it and remade it for himself. Cam then immediately delves into the Freeway narrative. This is when you can truly see the amount of work he was doing in the background at the time. He played some records by Freeway. All of the records were difficult, but one stood out right away. The Wrong record is What We Do. That song already included Jay-Z. Freeway was sitting there gathering dust and snapping a total hit. Kim also discussed how he contributed to the success of the record. I'm going to play this video for you now, but first I need you to like, subscribe, and share your comments in the comment box below. Now let's get started.
You ever sent somebody a record and they didn't do it, but you finished it anyway and put it out?
I don't remember about that. I can't remember, I'm not sure. But I do remember, like I said, I don't know if I talked about on this show or another platform about giving Lil Kim I Really Mean It, and she didn't want it, and I kept it for myself. It wasn't the same lyrics, but I wrote it for me. It's the same concept. I really mean it in the middle. But as far as me giving somebody a record and they didn't finish it, not that I remember, not off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that has happened, when you've been doing this 30 years like I have. I'm pretty sure that happened, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, so probably nobody you ever got a little attitude with and was like, fuck it. So if you don't remember it, then yeah, you ain't, and I don't think it happened. Because you're going to remember attitude.
Yeah.
I heard you say you picked Freeway beat, or his single, excuse me. Who played you the records, and was it Freeway that brought it to you, and you picked Even Though What We Do Is Wrong? You picked Even Though What We Do Is Wrong. Like, how did them records come to you? Did he play them? Like, did you?
Like, I don't want to say it act like I picked out his single for him like this. Me and Freeway had a great relationship when he was in, when we was both at Rockefeller. Like, Freeway's my man. We like, probably, PD Crack too. All them niggas was cool. I had no problem with nobody, say problem. They was all fucking cool, man. Like, Sparks and them niggas I brought up to my block the 40th before, and Freeway. So one day me and Freeway was in the studio and I was playing on my music. It's funny, I was playing on my song. Damn, what is the name of that song? I got a song. Bubble Music. I got a song, it's Bubble Music. And I was playing the song Bubble Music for Freeway. And it's a line that I said, I got hella gear. My earring is nice. The price 3 townhomes in Delaware. He was like, God damn, killer, I just bought a fucking house in Delaware. You talking about your earrings, the price, 3 townhomes in Delaware. I just bought a town. I was like, you know, it's just bars. We just talking shit and shit. So I'm like, what's going on with your shit? And he like, yo, I'm trying to get a single, man. I'm trying to figure out a single. And so he played me some records. Those shits was tough. And then when he played me What You Do Is Wrong with Jay-Z, I said, yo, what the fuck? This is a single. This is a single. He's like, but you know, during that era, that's the time where they be like, yo, you gotta have a single, you gotta have a single.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, you got fucking Jay-Z on the record already.
Who's the A&R that overlooked it?
I'm about to get to that.
Oh.
So I'm like, yo, bro, I gotta say something for you if you don't mind. And like I said, I don't wanna say and act like I pushed the record, none of that shit. But the next day, I went to the fucking office when I had an office in there. And I'm like, yo, I'm telling G. Roberson and them niggas, I guess, I don't know exactly who was his A&R, but I was telling G. Roberson, who was my man too at Rockefeller, shout out to G. Roberson. I'm like, yo, that shit with fucking Freeway and Jay-Z and Beans, that shit is fucking crazy. Like, I'm talking about crazy, crazy. I'm like, I don't know what the fucking problem is. If y'all looking for a single, this should be the single. And like I said, I don't want to say and take credit and act like I went to radio with the record, did anything about it, but I definitely went to put the word in, because I'm like, what the fuck are y'all looking for a single for? And this nigga got this fucking monster record. So that's how it kind of went. I didn't push the record. I didn't go to Def Jam and say, make this happen. I didn't say shoot a video for it. But I definitely, me and him was playing each other records and baseline. And I definitely went in the office the next day and said something like, I don't know what the fuck y'all niggas ain't pushing the button on this for. Don't get no commercial single. The man got Jay-Z on the record, which Jay-Z already is hot. And Free absolutely killed that record from the beginning of his verse to the end of his verse. Yeah. Killed that. So I put it like, I didn't say I did it, but I definitely went in the office and put in a word.
This is the aspect of Cam's narrative that is often overlooked. You begin to see something greater when you hear Cam analyze that time period in the Ghostwriting for A-Host bar. Cam wasn't upset. He wasn't criticizing anyone. He wasn't making fun of Freeway, Kim, or anyone else at Rockefeller Records. He was demonstrating to you the amount of effort he truly put into the culture, a job that is rarely seen by most people. Some of the energy that permeates hip-hop today was created by this work. And for that reason, this particular moment is unique, because you can hear the maturity when Cam describes it. You can hear the story of someone who wrote hooks, developed concepts, shared ideas, and shaped some of these major records for decades behind closed doors. The development of a businessman who recognized the changes in the sector is audible. How some items lost their value. How some artists began to view creativity as free. Cam was also not whining at all. He was describing the setting in which he had to work at the time. If they negotiate well, ghostwriters in the music industry can make a respectable sum of money by publishing on any record. This implies that a single song can bring in a consistent revenue for years without the song's creator ever being its face. The Lil Kim narrative is important because of this. It demonstrates how artists think, not in an untidy or gossipy manner. He conveys his idea to someone. The idea is not appealing to them, so he retains it. He transforms it into I Truly Mean It, one of his career's largest records. And he just states it quietly, rather than boasting about it or claiming she made a mistake. Like someone who has played this game long enough to realize that each person has a unique path and timing. And that's genuine perspective and growth. After that, you consider the Freeway scenario. Cam could have just remained silent. He was not required to visit the label office. He didn't need to attest to the fact that what we do is incorrect. He was not required to endorse another artist's record, but because he had faith in the music, he went ahead and did it. That's what I admire the most. Cam has always had a taste for music. He's always had an eye for what works, and many people overlook that. I have a question for you all. Do you believe Camron is given enough credit for his behind-the-scenes writing and ghostwriting? Which record do you believe Cam had the most influence on, but is still not discussed enough? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. And also, remember to like and subscribe.